I don't have too much that I believe in, but I met this guy the other day and he said he took a skateboarding class as an adult. And I was like, okay, that should be illegal.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Omomi, aka Petite Diva, and in this video we'll be discussing about a particular video where the creator said that she finds someone learning a physical hobby in their 20s or 30s as illegal or embarrassing.
I don't have too much that I believe in, but I met this guy the other day and he said he took a skateboarding class as an adult. And I was like, okay, that should be illegal. That should be illegal. I'm sorry. A bunch of men in their late 20s and early 30s, people, not men, anyone, that age range, learning how to skate by a teacher. The teacher's like, okay, now. No, that's, hey, if you didn't learn how to skateboard when you were 13 years old, it's illegal now. So just glad we got that out of the way. Vote for me for president? I don't know. That's crazy.
So the lady said she met someone who said that he took skateboarding classes in his late 20s and she finds that very weird. She's wondering why he did not learn that when he was 13, that she finds it very strange for grown-ups to be learning a physical hobby or learning a new thing. A video kind of rubbed people the wrong way. Personally, when I saw the video, I was like, what sort of nonsense take is this? That you are saying that someone that has grown up, someone that is in the 20s, 30s, 40s, should not learn something that the person always wanted to learn because the person is now in his 20s or at 20s, 30s, 40s. And I feel like there's no age limit to learning anything that you want to learn. Some people do not have the opportunities to learn what you deem childhood hobbies or things when they were younger, and when they are old they don't have that opportunity and they're taking it, and here you are saying that it should be illegal, it is embarrassing and all whatnot. Anyway, people had a lot of things to say about this take on learning new things as an adult.
He said he took a skateboarding class as an adult. And I was like, okay, that should be illegal.
I'm going to be kind and have grace here because I know a lot of people won't, and we should have more kindness and grace towards one another. If someone is doing something or wants to learn something that is not or will not harm someone else, we should just let them. If I had listened to naysayers when I started to teach myself fashion design again, gave up my apartment, and traveled Europe to kind of find my way in the fashion design world, I wouldn't be where I am. Still doing that. If people are judging you based on something that brings joy in your life and isn't harming others, that's more a reflection of them and not you. They've made these preconceived notions about what people should and shouldn't do and can and can't do, and that limits their worldview, and they live inside a box. So yeah, maybe we should think outside the box and let our hearts soar and show one another more kindness and more grace.
If you didn't learn how to skateboard when you were 13 years old, it's illegal now.
Why is this one of the most anti-revolution TikToks that I've ever seen? Giving, do not heal your inner child, do not heal your inner teenager. Don't you dare walk out that door and find any joy and peace in your life right now. If you don't get back in line in the capitalist hellscape, then you're gonna have consequences because we're gonna outlaw, we're gonna make it illegal. And you know what that means, there's consequences. Shut your imagination off. There will be no revolution is what it's giving. Especially in the end when she says vote for me for president because this is such a brilliant idea and it's such a good hot take. It's like the cop energy about it too, of like, I just imagine like the way that cops approach like teenagers out skateboarding where they're not supposed to, like what is that, disrupting the peace? To go and say, oh yeah, 20 and 30-year-old men should not, it's embarrassing if they're out there learning how to skateboard and like falling on their ass, which to me is like that is going to show some humility. That's actually a good practice for men. Like, If they're out there disrupting peace, what peace are they disrupting? Whose peace are they disrupting? By going out and learning a new activity that involves them falling on their ass.
This guy the other day, and he said he took a skateboarding class as an adult. And I was like, okay. This is one of the worst takes I've ever heard. She just met a guy who is taking skateboarding lessons as an adult because he never learned how to skateboard as a child. And she thinks that's cringy. Can you imagine a world where we're only allowed to do things that we had learned how to do before we turned 13 years old? Do you realize how stupid that sounds? Not everyone has the same opportunities to learn how to do things throughout their childhood or adolescence. Part of growing as a human being into adulthood is learning how to do new things, and if that new thing can bring you some joy, that's awesome. I always wanted to learn how to make stained glass, so I signed up for a stained glass class at age 31. And now I can make these. And my great-grandma wanted to learn how to downhill ski, so after she retired, she did. She got so good at it that she competed in the Senior Olympics well into her 90s and won gold medals every single time. If there's something that you want to learn how to do, there's probably a class available in your local area. I have this amazing studio in Chicago. I teach classes on how to preserve insect specimens. I'm teaching cyanotype classes coming up. I teach taxidermy workshops, and I also host guest artists for other workshops. So you can come to my studio, you can learn how to build your own closed terrarium, you can take a weekend-long intensive on lost wax casting, and I'm also hosting a series of classes coming up where a hairwork artist is coming in, and she's teaching us how to braid human hair into jewelry in the style of the Victorian. It can feel really daunting to sign up for a class like that by yourself and go in blind, not knowing what to expect, but I promise you're gonna leave with a new skill set and you're gonna make a ton of new friends in the process. As for me, I'm learning Swahili right now, and I also have plans to get scuba certified. But if your favorite hobby is making TikTok videos, making fun of other people for wanting to do fun things in their life, it seems like you have a really great handle on that already, and you don't even need to take lessons. Listen, I don't know too much that I believe in, but I met this guy the other day, and he said he took a skateboarding class as an adult. And I was like, okay, that should be illegal. That should be illegal. I'm sorry, a bunch of men in their late 20s and early 30s, people, not men, anyone, that age range, learning how to skate by a teacher.
So that video is location tag Brooklyn, meaning that the place she's likely referring to is Skate Yogi. It's where I bought my skateboard at in 2020. I didn't take the classes because I already knew how to ride a skateboard, and on a good day, I can ollie. But I'm making this video to say that adults should have hobbies, and you shouldn't be embarrassed to pursue new hobbies. Now, I don't know whether or not she's a New York City transplant or not. I'm not gonna make that assumption. I am. I moved here when I was 23, and I am rapidly approaching the end of my 20s, and there's a culture here, especially if you're a New York City transplant, in your 20s, late 20s, early 30s, like that the only thing you're supposed to do is go to bars and drink, go to clubs and drink, go to the beach and drink, and go to the park, hang out and drink. And I found that in my 7 years of living here, that people, but particularly people not from the city, will poke fun at you for having hobbies that don't exist in their like little frame of like, we're in our 20s, we gotta go out and get it, it's the weekend, like what are you doing? Are you like this whole like culture surrounding that. Do not be afraid as an adult to want to learn a new thing, to want to pick up a new thing, to maybe never be good at that thing. You should have things that you do that aren't for the sake of social media, that aren't for the sake of how good you can be, or whether or not it could be a side hustle or profitable or a career move. You should just have some things that you like to do for you. I have a friend who's been taking knitting classes in Queens, and she's been really enjoying it. There's this spot, I have a friend down, it's like under Prospect Park or like south of Prospect Park. It's this weird, like Eastern European ping pong place inside of a garage that also teaches ping pong lessons, and we go there sometimes and like just do some shit that that isn't a part of the hustle culture, isn't a part of the grind, isn't a part of being a cool something in your just have fun and find joy in an activity, and don't be ashamed to do so, even if it's silly, even if it feels like I'm like too old for this. I just enjoy your fucking life.
We've all by now seen the video of Yvette making fun of a guy for learning how to skateboard as an adult, which we all agree is a collectively shitty take. Because what's the alternative? A bunch of guys that have no interests, no hobbies, no interest in growing or learning, and they just stay boring and unevolved. And to be expected, she deleted it because so many people were like, to be so wrong and so loud at the same time. Like, she was embarrassed, right? And even if she wasn't embarrassed and wanted to stand by that take, she's an influencer. She doesn't want the negative blowback. It was for her image. However, I think it should be a requirement when you have a certain number of followers and you post a video with an objectively bad take and you get so much blowback that you delete it or make it private. I think you should have to be required to make a video addressing it. And I know a lot of times people make videos when they get negative blowback, but a lot of times it's usually only if it's like problematic enough. Like, this is relatively inconsequential, but I still think that she should be like, hey guys, I know I had a shitty take. Like, people are allowed to do things. Like, I just want her to own up to it. Like, I just don't think people that just do dorky shit like this should get away with it. But they should just have to be like, you're right. I'm not even saying like an apology, because I don't even think this is bad enough to apologize for. I think it's just like a faux pas, you know, like, oh, that's an inside thought. But I really do just want a video, a quickie, you know? Hey guys, you were right. That's it.
If you didn't learn how to skateboard when you were 13 years old, it's illegal now.
I've been on the internet and social media for a really long time, but you will be the first person that I've ever said the following phrase to. You must be fun at parties. Like, I truly can't imagine someone more insufferable than you at this very moment. You got on the internet to claim that adults are somehow exempt from enjoying activities and interests that are considered childlike or childish just because we reach a certain age. In an era where a lot of us are deliberately engaging in childlike or childish interests to heal our inner child, to heal the kid that wanted to enjoy those things and couldn't. I'm very proud of that man. It takes a lot of courage to learn a new skill. And truthfully, he deserves better than to know people like you.
Something that people who have no hobbies don't understand is that they're kind of insufferable to be around. Like, some of the worst people to just have conversations with. And if you ever had a friend or dated somebody who has no hobbies, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I would argue that you're a bigger loser if you sit on the internet all day rather than if you're in like a bowling league or a book club, or you like to do pottery or fishing or whatever your hobby is. The older you get, the more life becomes like so monotonous because you don't try new things, you don't experience new things, you're not challenging your brain. And one thing about like learning things as an adult is that you can't be afraid to be seen trying. I think I saw a TikTok once that said that, and it just like stuck with me. Like, my best friend texted me the other day and she did a hot yoga class for the first time and she was so excited about it, and I was really proud of her because it's just like, that was probably out of her comfort zone and she tried it and she fell in love with it. And I feel like that's like one of the best things about being alive. It's like there's so many things that you're gonna fall in love with and be passionate about that you might not even know exist, but it's like you're not gonna get there unless you try.
I don't have too much that I believe in, but I met this guy the other day and he said he took a skateboarding class as an adult. And I was like, okay, that should be illegal.
Listen, there are a lot of things that I believe, and one of them is that the reason my relationship has lasted 10 years, only getting stronger day by day, is that I'm a lifetime learner, and so is my wife, and we pursue growth and new activities and experiences, and I think that most healthy, happy adults would agree with that, and not with the kind of jokes propagated by what I just stitched. In fact, I think most people in happy, stable relationships, or just happy, stable people in general, would admit and advise that growing well into adulthood is how to be happy, respectable, admirable. That there's nothing admirable in punching down in albeit sarcastic jokes about how learning something as an adult is cringy. I think that there's perhaps nothing cringier than the confession that you crossed the age of 21 and no longer have interest in growing as a human being or watching other people grow. It seems like a level of humor I would only find funny if I was a burnout 13-year-old with no ambitions of anything other than staying in my bed for the rest of my life. I would advise some serious introspection, especially since it seems like this is a person you really did just meet, and according to the comment section, they really do find this joke more hurtful than they expected. But Of course they did. They didn't know you and how unfunny you would turn out to be. Kids, don't be like this. Stop cringe culture before it spreads anymore. It's dumb.
I had no idea the cutoff age for fun was 13. Okay, so you have a problem with a bunch of adults getting together and learning from an instructor how to do this, as you put it. Do you have the same energy about a bunch of adults getting together and learning how to do this? Pizza, french fry, pizza, french fry. What about getting together and learning sun salutations? Because when you put it that way, they all sound about equally ridiculous. Or is it that you have a problem with something that is done on sidewalks and in parks and stuff like that, but not the things that maybe are done in clubs or require expensive travel or exclusive studios? Because this whole thing feels classist to me. Second of all, how did you like barrel head first into that big of a giant green flag and just say, no thank you, I would rather it be illegal? I know the bar is so low for men, but you were delivered a green flag onto you of a man who is willing to make his own appointments and hobbies and learn in like a class instructor environment, and you just said, no thanks. That should be illegal. Red flag.
Tony Hawk is 55 years old and still one of the greatest skateboarders of all time. Don't let anybody tell you that you are too old to learn how to do something fun. We only have so long to live. Go have fun.
Okay, by now we've all seen that video. She took that video down, actually. It's a shitty take. It just isn't good. Like, it's not cringe to want to learn something. It's not embarrassing to want to have hobbies. Skateboarding is fucking hard. And anybody who's brave enough to go and try it, like, that's commendable. I'm 30, I skateboard, and I teach people how to skateboard. I run an organization called Girls Skate Denver, where I provide a safe space for people to come and learn how to skate and join a community and find friendship and build confidence. As a kid, I did not have the opportunity to like go to the skate park or to really learn how to skateboard. It was just me and my skateboard in a cul-de-sac. And my dad didn't really think that skateboarding was for girls or that it could lead me anywhere in life. And guess what? It did give me a lot of fucking cool shit in my life. I taught myself how to skate as an adult, and I've just had so much opportunity because of it. I have this great community. I got a skateboard scholarship. I'm about to finish my Bachelor's of Fine Arts degree in photography, working on my thesis project that's about women and queer skateboarders here in Colorado. Hobbies are so good for everybody. It changes your life. You get to have a community. You get to prove to yourself that you can do anything. I'm 30 and I just learned how to do a heel flip, a trick I really didn't think I was ever going to do. And because of that, like, it changes your brain when you surpass what you think you can do and what something can give you. Every day I'm surprised at what I've accomplished with skateboarding and what skateboarding gives to me. Every day I get to interact with a community that is just so cool and hyped on everybody. I feel really lucky to have a hobby, and I think it's a weird take to like demonize adults for having passions or wanting to try things, especially if in their childhood they didn't get to try things.
Well, after a lot of people came for her, I think she deleted that video, and then she put up another video where she was talking about her own hobbies, because I feel like in the previous video, in her first video, a lot of people were attacking her and also maybe saying, so what are your own hobbies and everything like that. Then she put up another video talking about her hobby, and it is very shocking.
People are like, what are your hobbies? I don't know, texting. I love to chit chat. Yesterday I had to go to this event that I didn't really want to go to, and literally I was like, well, at least I can text while I'm there. That was like at least I can send little ha-has to my friends and they can go boop, boop, boop. listen, living in the moment, what? Who? I should try it. People are like, what are your hobbies? I don't know, texting? I love to chit chat.
Please correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the same girl that criticized an adult for taking up a new hobby, right? For diversifying their hobby portfolio, when she in fact only has one singular lone solitary hobby, which is just text messaging. I literally can't. Sweetie, I genuinely say this with so much love, but like maybe if you had other things going on and like interests and hobbies and things to do, you wouldn't have so much time to shit talk other people.
People are like, what are your hobbies? I don't know, texting? I love to chit chat.
Just say sorry. There's nothing embarrassing about anybody learning a new skill in their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, their late 20s. Some of us didn't have the opportunity to learn how to skateboard at 13 years old. And if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, go find the stitch of her sitting here talking about how it's embarrassing that a late 20-year-old man is learning how to skateboard. Adults are allowed to have hobbies. Drinking, smoking, partying, going to the bar isn't the only thing that we can do. We're allowed to do things that make us happy. There's a lot of opportunities that I missed out on in my teenage years and my early 20s because I spent that time taking care of my family first. And I'm going to be in my 30s learning how to do all the things that some of y'all have learned in y'all teens and y'all 20s. Wherever you are right now is where you're supposed to be, and don't let nobody make you feel bad about it. And that includes you too, Yvette. If your only hobby is texting, I mean, no shame.
So in the second video, she was talking about how text messaging is an hobby, and I'm like, girl, what the heck are you saying? Instead of saying, oh, last video I made, it was rubbish, I'm sorry for what I said or something, you begin to, I don't even understand the second video that she made. My own thoughts about this whole situation or this whole topic is that there is no limit to learning. There's no age limit to learning. As long as you're alive and you feel like you want to learn something that is not dangerous, so it's not going to harm people, then go for it. I don't know why you would tell someone that because they're in their 20s, 30s, if it's not going to affect their health, that they should not learn a particular kind of thing. There are a lot of things that I want to learn. I want to learn how to roller skate. Yes, I want to learn how to dance walls. I want to learn how to dance. I want to learn how to dance because I feel like I cannot dance. So I would love to learn how to dance hip hop. I would love to take some dancing classes. I would love to improve on my baking skills. I would love to improve on my makeup skills. I would love to learn styling. I would love to travel. There's so many things that I would love to do, and I hope I'll be able to achieve it. I just need to be financially free to be able to do those hobbies without thinking of, oh, where am I going to get money to pay for bills and the rest. But I would love to learn a lot of things, and I don't think my age should be like a restricting factor. Personally, for me, I don't really look at people right now and what they will say if I do something new or something that is out of the norm of what people think I should do. And I think a large part of that attitude that I have now is because I started YouTube. So when I started YouTube, I started in my early 30s, and I was feeling a particular kind of way. When I first started, I was like, okay, I can do it. But as I started and I was not getting the traction that I thought I would get, I kind of started feeling a particular kind of way. I felt like maybe people are looking at me like, she's doing YouTube and she's a healthcare worker. She's not even talking about health things. She's not giving health tips. She's doing things on DIY and the rest. I felt like people would be looking at and saying that, what are you doing? But right now, after years of doing YouTube and experiencing a lot of things that YouTube has and giving me, I don't feel any particular way. I'm glad that I started YouTube. I'm glad I learned how to edit, starting from Windows Movie Maker and going to different YouTube channels to check out how to edit, how to do this. I'm glad I really started it, because for me, I have a lot of things that I want to achieve. And I know that being a YouTuber and continually learning different skills was going to help me achieve some of those things. So even though my YouTube channel is not that big, it's not getting thousands, hundreds and thousands of views. Anytime I upload it, it's not getting that. It's not getting millions and millions of views. I'm not getting thousands and thousands of dollars from it. But the skills and some of the things that it has allowed me to grow in, I know it's going to be a vital part in helping me achieve some of those things that I want to achieve. So because of that, I don't feel any particular way if I want to learn something new or if I want to do anything new. If you like, you look at me in a particular way, I don't care, because I know what I'm looking forward to, and I know that when I achieve it, I'm going to be happy. And even towards achieving it, the process towards achieving what I want to achieve, I'm learning things, I'm being happy, I'm enjoying myself. So you telling or trying to make me feel a particular way because I'm learning something new or I'm doing something new, it can't work anymore. Previously it might work, I might feel a particular way and then say I'm not doing it, I get discouraged. But now, nothing, I have gained strength and gained confidence through my YouTube journey, through my YouTube channel. And so I'm grateful for the fact that I started YouTube. Now, I'm not going to tell anybody not to try something new because of their age. If it's something that you want to do, go ahead and do it. Don't let people try and make you feel embarrassed or cringy or something. Do it. This life is one. Do what you love. A lot of people want to do things, but they will be looking at what will people say. If it, like I said, if it's not harmful, if it's not bad, go ahead, do it. And I don't think anybody should be the gatekeeper of when people are supposed to do anything. There should be no age limit. There should be nothing that will restrict somebody if the person has the opportunity now to do something that the person wanted to do maybe when the person was 12 and didn't have the opportunity. So basically that's my own thoughts about this whole discussion, this whole issue. There should not be an age limit to anybody learning anything new, and nobody is allowed, or nobody should be allowed to tell another person you cannot do something because you are this age. It is a rubbish take, and I think that she's supposed to go back and reflect on why she did that and why she thinks like that. Anyway, I love to hear your thoughts about this whole issue, this whole discussion. Do you think the creator was right? Do you think there's supposed to be an age limit to learning things, either physical or mental? Have you tried to learn anything new recently, and what has been your experience with it? Has anybody ever tried to discourage you when you want to learn something new? If you have learned anything new, I would love to hear what you've learned. So please leave your comments in the comment section. And if you wanted to learn something and you've not gone ahead to learn it, what has been discouraging you, what has been preventing you from learning that new thing? I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to read your comments. So please leave your comments in the comment section and let's get this discussion popping. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed and you like videos such as this, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you